And I've been
And what was going on at those times?
you know, the people I was hanging out with, it was I, they use me. You know, I started hanging out with them a few years ago, and you know, they're a gay couple, and I thought maybe I could try and find some sort of, I don't know, identity or something, and it just, you know, it didn't happen, and it's toxic, and you know, I give everything I have to them, and they're still not interested. I stop, you know, I try to do so much just to make myself, I don't know, validated. You know, I want to feel some sort of validation, and it's just,
Yeah.
when I don't receive that, it's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's, what's, you know, what's my worth? Like, it's
Right.
not there.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to just say a pattern that might be true and might not be true. But I hear that you feel like there has been some toxic stuff recently with this gay couple in your relationship with them, and that has maybe increased your suicidality. And then back at 15, you were struggling with your sexuality, but really you were getting bullied in some ways.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of toxic too, kind of toxic to yourself, to Chase and who you are. Would you say that does seem like a common thread between the two, or not?
I mean, it's, everyone, I think, gets bullied to an extent, and you know, in high school and whatnot. And certainly, I was bullied more, but like, I mean, it's, I guess, the hand I was dealt. So,
Sure.
you know, what can I do about it?
Right. The hand you were dealt, and it involved some bullying early on, and now this toxic relationship, which the other word you used, which seemed important, was validation, and that despite a lot of efforts that you're making with this couple, you're not feeling the validation come back, kind of in return,
Right.
despite your efforts.
Right.
Okay. I want to focus on that for just a couple minutes, if that's okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a piece of paper here, and I'm going to draw a circle in the middle, and this is Chase, okay? And I know probably in your life you have people who are more validating and less validating. And I don't need to know, I mean, maybe first names are fine, or you could even use fake names, doesn't matter to me. But I just wonder who in the universe of Chase, who are some people who you would get more validation from, and who are people you get less? So I'll draw them in closer to you if you get more validation, and further away if you get less validation.
I honestly don't know if there's anyone who gives me any sort of validation.
Okay. Who is the least validating, the worst of all? The really toxic.
Michael.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Michael here, and it sounds like somebody who I'm putting the word toxic in here, because it sounds like so invalidating that it's toxic. Okay. Who is also toxic but less toxic than Michael?
Bill.
Okay, so somebody named Bill, and is that the couple?
Yeah.
Okay, and so between the two of them, they are ranking as the top two most toxic.
Right.
And if you were to look around, is there anybody in your world who's neutral? or who you would put as significantly less toxic than Michael and Bill?
Debbie.
Okay. So somebody named Debbie we could put on the less toxic end. Okay. Maybe not validating,
Right.
but at least not that kind of level of toxicity that makes you feel bad about yourself.
Right.
Anybody else who's more in that neutral category?
I really don't have a lot of people in my.
Okay.
I mean, my brother maybe.
Okay. So your brother. You had mentioned your family maybe being relieved to know about your sexuality in some ways, and maybe he is the least toxic of your family in terms of connection and relationship.
I mean, I'd probably say. I mean, I'd probably say it's between him and my dad, but I don't really talk to him that much. But.
Okay, and the reason for this is I just wanted to get a sense, and it sounds like in terms of who you spend time with, I'm getting the sense that you are around Michael and Bill more, and maybe these guys less.
Right.
And so really right now in your universe, you're around the people who are more toxic, the most toxic to you as a person.
Yeah.
And so that might be something as we keep talking,